The shimmering kingdom of Aurelia glittered under the morning sun like a jewel carved from light. Its people lived peacefully, smiling as they carried baskets of flowers or walked through rainbow-tiled courtyards. Birds sang. Children played. Everything was perfect. But Princess Scarlett, she was different. She was beautiful, kind, graceful, everything a princess should be. Yet she was also curious, gentle-hearted, and drawn to one thing she couldn't explain: water. Every afternoon, while courtiers fussed over dresses and etiquette lessons, Scarlett would slip away to Luna Lake, an emerald blue lake surrounded by wildflowers and lily pads. She didn't just visit the lake, she lived there. Sometimes she swam, gliding effortlessly like she had been born for water. Sometimes she floated quietly, staring at the sky. Sometimes she sat in the water for hours, feeling more alive than she ever did in the castle. And every time, she whispered to herself,
"Why do I feel like this lake is calling me?"
Her father, King Aldrich, adored her but didn't understand her strange love for the water. She tried to explain,
"It feels like home, even I don't know why."
but even he could not answer her question. What Scarlett never knew was this: there was another lake in Aurelia, a magical lake hidden from humans for centuries. Obsidian Lake, a lake of swans, a lake of ancient magic, a lake now drowning in darkness. And Scarlett's destiny flowed directly into its waters. Far beneath the kingdom, beyond enchanted roads and forgotten forests, lay Obsidian Lake, once a radiant sanctuary where the Swan people lived. They were not just swans. They were guardians, humans with the power to transform into swans, protectors of light and balance. But darkness had swallowed their home. After their last queen, Queen Lyra, was murdered by a powerful villain, the lake fell under a tragic shadow. Black mist, cold waters, unending fear. Most of the swans escaped, fleeing to live among the humans in Aurelia, hiding their magic, hiding their wings, hiding their identities. Only the elders remembered the prophecy.
When darkness claims the lake,
a new queen
a
will
new
rise,
queen
born of
will
water,
rise.
heart of purity, gifted by fate. She will shine brighter than the moon and redeem Obsidian Lake. They waited and waited and waited. Some believed the prophecy was never real. Others whispered the villain had already won. But deep inside Obsidian Lake, a stir of magic began to wake. A pulse, a rhythm, a call that traveled through the land, through the waters, through the rivers, until it reached Luna Lake. And Princess Scarlett felt it every time her feet touched the water. The midnight festival glittered with lights and laughter. Lanterns floated into the sky, music filled the air, dancers twirled in dresses made of sparkles and silk. Princess Scarlett stood among them, smiling softly, even though something inside her felt unsettled. Then the wind changed. A cold, unnatural wind. The sky dimmed, slowly, then suddenly, until all the lanterns flickered and died. A thick, shimmering mist rolled through the kingdom like a silent tide, glowing dark purple. At the center of the storm stood a woman draped in black feathers, tall and elegant, with hair blacker than midnight and eyes glowing violet. Lady Nocturna, the Dark Swan sorceress. Her voice echoed across Aurelia.
"Let fear rule your hearts. Let darkness be your truth."
Mist spread, and the curse began. Villagers screamed as visions of their deepest terrors wrapped around their minds. A knight dropped his sword, shaking as shadows whispered his failures. A baker fell to his knees, crying as phantom fire swallowed his shop. Children hid as monstrous illusions clawed at the air. Even King Aldrich, strong and brave, gasped as fear gripped him. He collapsed beside his throne, trembling, sweat beading on his forehead. Scarlett rushed to him.
"Father! Father, wake
But
up!"
he couldn't hear her. He whispered in terror.
No, don't leave me, please.
Scarlett's heart shattered. Chaos erupted. Citizens fled through the streets, families crying, guards failing to protect anyone. And yet, as the mist swirled around Scarlett, it curved away. It refused to touch her. She stepped forward in confusion, but the curse bent and flowed like she was a glowing flame the darkness could not reach. The people around her screamed and panicked, but she stood untouched. She had no magic shield, no spell, no knowledge, but the curse would not go near her. Scarlett stared at her hands, trembling.
What am I?
And far away, in the hidden depths of the world, two swan guardians felt the shift of magic. They knew. The prophecy had awakened. Deep in the shadows of Aurelia, two figures watched the cursed mist swirl through the kingdom. Phelan, tall, quiet, sharp-eyed. Sorceress, graceful, gentle, wise. To the world, they looked like humans. In truth, they were swan people, protectors who had fled Obsidian Lake when darkness consumed it. They had searched for the prophesied queen for years. Every generation, they tested children for magical signs. Every year, they failed. But the moment the curse avoided Scarlett, Phelan gasped.
Did you see that? It didn't touch her.
Sorceress grabbed his arm, eyes wide with hope.
She didn't cast a shield. She didn't even try to protect herself.
Phelan whispered, "There is only one being the curse cannot touch." Sorceress finished the prophecy. The one born of water, the heart of purity, the queen who will redeem Obsidian Lake, the queen of the swans, Scarlett. And so they ran, through the frightened crowds, through the trembling streets, past the screaming villagers, straight toward the palace. Guards tried to stop them, but a soft white glow spread from Sorceress's palm, calming the soldiers into stillness for just a moment. The swans slipped inside. They followed Scarlett's voice echoing down the halls as she tried to comfort frightened servants. And then they found her, standing alone in the golden throne room, the king unconscious beside her, her face pale with fear. Her voice cracked.
What do I do? How do I help them? I don't understand what's happening.
Sorceress stepped forward.
You can't help them. Not as you are now.
Scarlett spun around, startled. Phelan bowed deeply.
Your Majesty, we finally found you.
Scarlett blinked. "I think you're mistaken." "I'm not." Sorceress shook her head gently. "You are Princess Scarlett of Aurelia, and the long-lost queen of the Swan people." Scarlett stumbled back as the two strangers, Phelan and Sorceress, stepped into the throne room, their presence calm yet commanding.
Who are you?
She asked, her voice trembling, glancing at the unconscious king. Panic still gripped her heart.
We are Swan Guardians. We have come to find the new queen.
Scarlett blinked, confused. "Queen? I'm a princess. That's all. Phelan stepped forward, his eyes serious, his voice steady.
You are more than a princess, Scarlett. You are the queen of the Swan realm.
Chosen by the Swan Spirit itself. Scarlett froze. "Queen? How can that be? I don't even." Sorceress held out a glowing feather, humming softly.
This belonged to Queen Lyra, our last Swan Queen.
She was powerful beyond imagination. But Nocturna, the Dark Swan sorceress, corrupted her heart. That was the only way to defeat her, because a true Swan Queen cannot be killed by ordinary means. Scarlett's eyes widened. "She died? And they want me to?" "Yes," Phelan said quietly. "The Swan Spirit chose you after Lyra fell. You were born to restore Obsidian Lake, to protect the swans, and to save your kingdom. Only you can undo what Nocturna has done." Scarlett's heart raced. She looked down at her hands, still trembling from the fear mist. "But the curse, it didn't touch me. I didn't do anything. How does that make me a queen?" Sorceress smiled softly. "That is why we found you. Your heart is pure, and the magic that flows through you is the only thing strong enough to challenge Nocturna and redeem our realm. The prophecy has chosen you." Scarlett swallowed hard, overwhelmed by the weight of their words. I don't know if I can. I've never even." Phelan placed a hand over hers. "You do not need to know yet. We will guide you. But you must rise, Scarlett. Your kingdom, your people, and the swans, they all need you now." For the first time, Scarlett looked out of the palace window. Smoke still curled in the streets. Villagers stumbled in fear. Her father was powerless, and the shadows of the curse lingered. Her chest tightened. I don't know how to be a queen," she whispered. Sorceress placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You will learn. But first, you must awaken your wings." Scarlett's trembling hand met Phelan's again. A gentle warmth spread through her, and for the first time, she felt the pull of something powerful inside her. A spark of courage, of magic, of destiny. And the prophecy had begun. Scarlett stood in the quiet throne room, fear tightening her chest. Her father lay unconscious in his chambers, the kingdom groaning under Nocturna's curse. The guardians, Phelan and Sorceress, watched her with concern. "We don't know how to break the curse," Sorceress admitted softly. "But the Swan Spirits do," Phelan finished. "Only the queen can reach them." Scarlett swallowed nervously. I don't know how to call them. I've never done anything like this. Sarah stepped closer, her voice gentle. That is why we're here. Sit down, we will guide you. They arranged themselves carefully on the floor. Scarlett sat in the middle, facing forward. Phelan sat behind her, Saris in front, forming a straight line with her at the center. Saris raised her hands. Phelan mirrored her. Close your eyes, Saris whispered. Let your heart open, Phelan added. Scarlett obeyed. She took a shaky breath. The guardians began to chant, soft, ancient swan magic, their voices weaving together like music. Feathers of spirit, wings of light, guide the queen. Across the night, a swirl of glowing white energy rose from the floor. It wrapped around Scarlett gently at first, then stronger, lifting her hair, brushing her skin like wind. She felt her heartbeat slow. Then, everything disappeared. A bright flash swallowed her whole. When Scarlett opened her eyes, she was no longer in the palace. She stood in a vast white space, endless, glowing, silent. Her breath caught. She was wearing a flowing white gown made of feathers that shimmered like moonlight. White wings, soft and delicate, rested folded behind her. A white feather crown glowed softly on her head. She gasped, "What is this place?" A warm light shimmered in front of her. Then 3 magnificent swans emerged, pure white and glowing, larger, more radiant than any living creature. Their eyes held ancient wisdom, kindness, and power. Scarlett froze. One of the spirits bowed its head. Queen Scarlett. Her heart raced. I didn't know how to reach you. I don't know how to break the curse. I don't know anything. The smallest spirit glided closer. You are here because your heart guided you. Another spirit circled her gently. We chose you because your heart is pure. The leader swan spread its shining wings. Kindness is your gift, Scarlett. Purity is your strength. That is why Nocturne's darkness cannot touch you. Scarlett's eyes widened. So that's why the curse mist avoided me. Yes, the spirit said. And that same purity is the key to breaking the curse. Scarlett placed a hand on her chest, overwhelmed. But how do I use it? The spirits surrounded her in a soft circle of light. Believe in your heart. Trust your compassion. And do not fear the power inside you. A warm light filled Scarlett's body, gentle, glowing, alive, rising from her heart like a flame. She closed her eyes. When she opened them, she was back in the throne room, gasping, her hands glowing faintly with white swan light. The first spark of her power had awakened. Scarlett blinked back into the throne room, the glow fading from her hands. Before she could speak, a terrified scream echoed down the hallway. Father! She ran into the king's chamber. He was curled on the floor, shaking violently, eyes wide with terror. No, stay away, he cried, clawing at the air. My failures, they're coming for me. Scarlett dropped to her knees beside him.
Father, look at me, please.
But he couldn't see her, only his fears. Scarlett gently took his trembling hands in hers. A soft white glow flickered between their palms. Suddenly, Scarlett could see inside his heart, not his fears, but his memories. She saw him lifting her as a baby, teaching her to walk, laughing with the queen, leading Aurelia with strength, protecting his people, smiling with pride whenever he looked at Scarlett. Her eyes softened. Father, she whispered, you are the bravest king Aurelia has ever known. You have protected us since the day I was born. You are strong, you are loved, and you are not alone. A warm white feather mist drifted from Scarlett's hands, glowing like stardust. It touched the king's chest, and his fear shattered. Light spread across him, replacing the shadows. His breathing steadied. His eyes cleared. Scarlett. Yes, father. She sobbed with relief, hugging him tightly. It's me. He wrapped his arms around her. My daughter. I'm so proud of you. Phelan and Sarah stood at the doorway, smiling with awe.
The queen's heart has awakened.
Sarah whispered. But there was no time to rest. If you can break the curse one heart at a time, Phelan said slowly, then maybe you can free everyone. But the people are trapped in their homes, Sarah reminded, consumed by fear. Scarlett stood tall, her confidence slowly replacing her uncertainty. Then I'll go to them. She began with the palace workers. Many were huddled in corners, crying, shaking, whispering their nightmares. Scarlett approached the first one, a housemaid trembling uncontrollably. She knelt beside her.
You have served this palace with loyalty. You are strong, you are valued, and you are not alone.
A gentle white feather mist drifted from Scarlett again, soft, glowing, warm. It touched the maid's shoulder. The maid gasped, eyes clearing as her happy memories replaced her nightmares. She stood tall again. The spell broke. Scarlett turned to the next worker, and the next, and the next, wherever her words reached. The white mist followed, bringing courage, strength, and happiness. The palace filled with freed workers, joy replacing terror. Soon, everyone in the palace was cured. We must help the kingdom, Scarlett said. The workers and guards nodded, now confident, determined. We will gather everyone, the captain promised. The people of Aurelia were brought into the palace courtyard, shaking, crying, consumed by fear. Nocturna's darkness clung to them like cold shadows. Scarlett stood before them, her heart glowing. She took a deep breath and spoke.
My people, you have lived in fear for too long.
Fear is not who you are. You are brave. You are strong. You are loved. And I will not let darkness steal your hearts. Her voice carried across the courtyard like music. White feather mist burst from her, sweeping across the crowd like a warm wind. People gasped as happy memories filled their minds. Their families, their victories, their joys, their dreams. The mist touched them all. Humans and swans hiding in human form. One by one, the curse shattered. People dropped to their knees, crying with relief, hugging each other, laughing again. The kingdom of Aurelia began to shine once more. Thalen whispered.
She has the heart of a true queen.
Sarah smiled proudly. She is the queen of swans. Far away, in the shadows of Obsidian Lake, Nocturna watched in fury. Her curse, broken. Her grip on Aurelia, gone. And the new queen of swans had awakened. Nocturna hissed, her dark feathers trembling. She's stronger than I expected. Her eyes narrowed. I cannot face her now. And with a swirl of black feathers, she sank into hiding, deep within the lake's darkness, plotting, waiting. Back in Aurelia, the kingdom rejoiced. The people cheered for their princess. The king embraced Scarlett proudly. The guardians bowed deeply. But Scarlett looked toward the distant mountains, toward Obsidian Lake. Her heart tightened. The kingdom is safe, she said softly. But my people, the swans, are still living in fear. And Obsidian Lake is still under Nocturna's darkness. Thalen stepped beside her. When you are ready, Your Majesty, we will go with you. Scarlett lifted her chin, eyes glowing with courage. This is only the beginning. The wind carried a swirl of white feathers around her.
Thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe for part 2 of this story. And if you're a returning subscriber, I love you.